Good evening and welcome to Trending Tonight, the only show on primetime Indian television where we care to explain the news behind the trend. There will be many stories, PUBG, Sushant Singh Rajput, Riya Chakrabarti, lawyer versus lawyer, so many things that you would think are trending and we must talk about this. But trust me, one thing that must trend on top of your mind is perhaps whether we are taking one big story extremely lightly. Are we in India headed for a second surge of coronavirus cases? The corona surge part 2, please, ladies and gentlemen, do not take this lightly because we are going to show you facts and figures that prove that perhaps tough times are up ahead. Let's quickly take a look at these graphics. Let's go full frame so that you can see. We've got this from NDTV's coronavirus tracker. That's the detail from a week ago. These are the number of active cases. We were adding the percentage increase of the active cases a week ago was 0.4. That 2 weeks ago was 0.5. 4 weeks ago, 0. Almost 0. Minus 54. Registering a negative. Today on the 2nd of September, we have added 1.9%. Can you see that surge? Do not take this lightly. Let's shift to the next presentation. The positivity rate. Take a look at where we were 2 weeks ago, 7.7%. 1 week ago, 8%. On the 2nd of September, 8.1%. So a good trend has now been reversed. The overall average is 8.5%. Let's now take a look at the R effective, which is a measure of how this virus is spreading. So we had great news 2 weeks ago with this going down steadily. Then 1 week ago, great celebration. Finally, could we go below 1? But then now on the 2nd of September, it is at 1.09, rising again, which means the number of cases are increasing. And then also, let's take a look at the global picture. So the global picture is that India, though remains at the number 3 position, but the number 1 and number 2 are growing at 0.7 and 1.1%. And India at number 3 is growing faster than number 4 and number 5 at 2.2%. That's the growth rate of this virus. Do not take this lightly. And the intention is not to scare you, ladies and gentlemen, but if you take a look at this figure, the next slide on your screen right now, this is perhaps a reflection of the type of test that we are doing. So there is a gold standard, which is the RT-PCR test, which is a most reliable form of testing. And then if you see that little yellow line going up, this is the less reliable antigen testing. So antigen tests have gone up, RT-PCR, that is the reliable tests, have come down. And even in a situation like this, when unreliable tests are happening, your active COVID cases every day are upwards of 60,000, 65,000, 70,000. That's the number of cases that we are adding. Imagine if we were to maintain this gold standard, the most effective RT-PCR test. Are we looking at a situation where the number of active cases per day are being underreported? Now that's an alarming situation. I have the Delhi Health Minister who's recovered from COVID-19 himself, Mr. Satyen Jain. Thank you so much for joining us right here on NDTV. We've prepared this presentation and trust me, it doesn't look good. What's your own analysis been in Delhi, which is also seeing a surge? I believe Delhi has added about 2,000 odd cases.
नहीं, देखिएगा दिल्ली में भी और पूरे देश में भी आजकल केसेस बढ़ रहे हैं. बट मुझे ये कहना है कि दिल्ली में जो अभी जो केसेस बढ़े हैं, जो पिछले रिसेंटली 2 वीक्स में बढ़े हैं, बट उसके साथ साथ आप देखिएगा सिल्वर लाइनिंग ये है कि हमारे डेथ जो केसेस हैं वो नहीं बढ़े बिल्कुल भी.
बिल्कुल.
अभी जो पहले डेथ पॉजिटिविटी रेशो 3.5% चल रहा था, वो लेस देन 1% अब हमारा आ गया है. तो उसके अंदर जो ओवरऑल जो है कि भाई लोगों को सीरियस होना या बहुत सीरियस होकर बीमार होके और उसके बाद डेथ होना, उससे काफ़ी लोग बच रहे हैं. तो दैट इज़ ए सिल्वर लाइनिंग. पर हुआ क्या है कि कुछ लोग पूछ रहे हैं भाई ये बढ़ा क्यों है. एक्चुअली में कई कारण हैं. एक तो लोगों को ना ऐसा लगता है कि जो मास्क लगाना था उससे फटीक हो गया, थक गए हैं लोग. ऐसा लगता है कि पब्लिक में जाते हैं तो वो मास्क लगाना शायद पसंद नहीं कर रहे हैं. काफ़ी सारे लोग मास्क नहीं लगा रहे हैं. दूसरा, अगस्त के महीने में 5 फेस्टिवल्स आए. फेस्टिवल्स का भी इफेक्ट है कि फेस्टिवल्स में लोग काफ़ी मिले जुले, और दोनों चीज़ें फिर दोबारा से मैं रिपीट करूंगा, मास्क का लोगों ने काफ़ी कम यूज़ किया, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का लोग कुछ कम ध्यान रख रहे हैं। तो मैं तो आपके माध्यम से कहना चाहूँगा, देखिएगा, एक तो मास्क जरूर लगाइए जब भी आप किसी से मिलते हैं, दूसरा आपको सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का ध्यान रखने की आवश्यकता है, और तीसरा जो बार बार हमने बताया कि भाई आप साबुन और पानी से अपने हाथ धोते रहिएगा।
नहीं, पर
तो इसको स्प्रेड को वो रोकेगा, बिल्कुल
सतेन जी,
रोकेगा।
आपकी बात मैं समझ रहा हूं, लेकिन अब एक ऐसे वक्त में जब आप खुद ये एडमिट कर रहे हैं और आंकड़े ये बता रहे हैं कि मामले बढ़ रहे हैं, आप कह रहे हैं मास्क और सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग बनाए रखें, ऐसे वक्त में मेट्रो भी खोल देना और अनलॉक करते चले जाना, ये कहां तक सही है? मेरे ख्याल से अगर ये आंकड़े तो डराने वाले हैं,
बता देता है,
फिर तो और सख्ती रखनी
हमने
चाहिए।
लॉकडाउन करके रखा, एक मिनट, जब हमने लॉकडाउन रखा तो जब स्टार्ट हुआ था 500 केसेस पे हुआ, खत्म हुआ तो हमने लाखों में केस थे। देखिएगा, इस लॉकडाउन का एक ही बेनिफिट हमें मिला है, वो है कि लर्निंग ये है कि जो भी आपने स्प्रेड को रोकना है, उतना स्प्रेड आप सिर्फ मास्क लगाने से भी रोक सकते हैं। अगर मास्क पब्लिक में जाते हैं और मास्क लगाते हैं तो आपका ये रुक सकता है, और उतना ही बेनिफिट आपको मिल सकता है। देखिएगा, अगर सब चीज़ें बंद करके रखेंगे, हम सोचते हैं बंद कर दें और घर बैठ जाएं, तो उससे मुझे लगता है ये अब 2-4 दिन डिले कर लेंगे, डिले के बाद फिर होगा। तो मुझे लगता है कि लोगों को ओपन अप भी करना चाहिए इकोनॉमी को, इकोनॉमी भी चलनी चाहिए, और साथ ही साथ मुझे लगता है कि आप मास्क को अपने लाइफ का इंटीग्रल पार्ट बनाने की
ऐसे वक्त में सतेन जी, आप मुझे बताइए कि कैन वी एक्सपेक्ट सॉर्ट ऑफ अ मैसिव कैंपेन टू री-एजुकेट पीपल एंड री-एनर्जाइज पीपल इनटू बिलीविंग and resensitize people into believing that you have to take this seriously.
बिल्कुल, आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं। देखिएगा, इस कैंपेन के ऊपर हम काम कर रहे हैं, बिल्कुल दोबारा से इसको पूरा चलाया जाएगा, लोगों को समझाया जाएगा। एक कैंपेन हमने स्टार्ट भी किया है कि जो भी, अगर आप के घर में कोई पॉजिटिव आता है या आपका जानकार आता है, पड़ोसी आता है, तो आप जरूर टेस्ट कराने के लिए जरूर जाएं। हम कह रहे हैं कि सभी लोग, जिसका भी कोई भी कॉन्टैक्ट पॉजिटिव आया है, दिल्ली सरकार के किसी भी डिस्पेंसरी में जा सकते हैं। देयर आर मोर देन 265 डिस्पेंसरीज, दिल्ली सरकार की किसी भी अस्पताल में जा सकते हैं, फ्री में टेस्ट होता है, आप जाइएगा।
नहीं, लेकिन वो टेस्ट तो एंटीजन वाला होगा ना जैन साहब, एंटीजन वाला टेस्ट होगा, वो तो बहुत रिलायबल नहीं है। आरटी-पीसीआर वाला सबसे बढ़िया टेस्ट होता है।
देखिए, मैं आपके टीवी पे पहले ही बता चुका, अभी भी बता देता हूँ दोबारा से। आरटी-पीसीआर और रैपिड एंटीजन, आरटी-पीसीआर में भी फॉल्स नेगेटिव थोड़े से आ सकते हैं। मैं खुद, जब मेरी तबीयत बहुत खराब थी, आई वाज इन आईसीयू, उसके बावजूद मेरा नेगेटिव आ गया था। आरटी-पीसीआर टेस्ट ही होता था उस टाइम पर। तो आरटी-पीसीआर में कहना कि 100% उसमें भी पॉजिटिव आएंगे, मुश्किल है।
अच्छा।
पर रैपिड के अंदर जिसके भी सिम्टम्स होते हैं, मैं आपको क्लियर कर देता हूँ, दो तरह के लोग हैं, ये सिम्टोमेटिक हैं और दूसरे सिम्टोमेटिक्स हैं। जिसको सिम्टम्स हैं, अगर उसका नेगेटिव आता है तो उसका हम आरटी-पीसीआर भी करते हैं। तो वो दोनों चीजें की जाती है। जिसको बिल्कुल ही नॉन सिम्टोमेटिक है, तो उसका हमने, आप जाते हैं कि भाई हमारे पड़ोस में 4 घर छोड़ के किसी को पॉजिटिव आया था, तो अगर आपको सिम्टम है तो दोनों टेस्ट किए जाएंगे नेगेटिव आने पर। अगर आप कोई भी सिम्टम नहीं है तो आपका रैपिड टेस्ट किया जाएगा, उसमें नेगेटिव आते ठीक है, पॉजिटिव आए तो आपको तुरंत पता लग जाएगा और आधे घंटे में टेस्ट हो जाता है।
ठीक है, लेट्स होप दैट द लर्निंग्स फ्रॉम द पास्ट रियली हेल्प अस, बिकॉज दिस सडन सर्ज is a matter of huge concern. Mr. Saten Jain, thank you so much for joining us. I also have with me J. Radhakrishnan, who's the Tamil Nadu Health Secretary, and Dr. T.P. Lahane, Director, Medical Education and Research in Maharashtra. Thank you so much. We'll begin with you, Dr. Radhakrishnan. This is a trend that one sees not just in Delhi, in Maharashtra, but all over the country. There is a sudden surge. There is also a trend that there are newer hotspots. So one may not technically look at this as a sort of a relapse, but creation of new hotspots that is taking place in this country. Could you tell us what exactly are you learning in Tamil Nadu?
See, Tamil Nadu actually, as you have been reporting regularly, Chennai was the focus area. Subsequently, the area surrounding Chennai, we had this surge. But now, overall, if you look at Tamil Nadu, we have been an active cases. We are hovering around below 53,000. But the focus has shifted from Chennai to places like Coimbatore, Salem, and Cuddalore, and a few other areas. Madurai, we again had a surge. So we have to be alert all over the state. It is not just. And again in Chennai, of course, we are now in the range of 1,000 per day. Overall, Tamil Nadu has been reporting in the range of around 6,000 for around 70. The only distinct change which Tamil Nadu Chief Minister is very particular. Is just she says that all should be RT-PCR tests. So we have a capacity of almost 110,000 RT-PCR tests per day, and we are doing on an average around 75,000 per day. So that is the aspect which he is very particular that go for RT-PCR tests. But focus is now not only on 1 or 2 districts, but throughout the state. We have districts with very low positivity, but we look at the positivity rather than the
But
number.
in that sense, Dr. Radhakrishnan, do you think that the real challenge begins now? Because so far, I think in the month of March, April, May, June, all these months, the focus was more on the metros, on say Chennai or the bigger cities. Now it is spreading in these smaller towns, villages. So your real challenge for the administration will begin only now.
This point is well taken, but this is the time which we ramped up the beds. So look at Tamil Nadu, we have ramped up the beds to almost 1,39,000 beds we have prepared, and this has been, and particularly the treating beds, oxygen beds, providing high flow nasal cannula, ramping up the medicines. So all over Tamil Nadu, the preparedness has been there. So we are running fever camps, and the point is well taken that we really have ramped up the campaign on masks, the thing, and we are also bringing in amendment. Tamil Nadu has a Public Health Act, one of the few states which has the Public Health Act from 1939, but that we are amending to make it compoundable offence, where consistently people either violate social distancing or shops don't have physical distance, maintain, and those who consistently avoid wearing mask in public, however few they may be, and also those who flout quarantine. So both methods have been tried. One is a campaign method which has been reinvigorated, where we clearly say not only this least common denominator of this, but also following specific standard operating procedures wherever the activities have been opened up, and also designating a person in each such workplace. So it's a multi-dimensional kind of step which we will have to take.
It's multi-dimensional. Because the problem is multi-dimensional. That's the whole thing. Dr. Radhakrishnan, do stay on with us. Dr. Lahane is also with us. Dr. Lahane, I want to ask you this question. How would you like to look at this surge? Would you call it a relapse, or would you think that this is creation of new hotspots in this country, or a mix of both? Because see, if Delhi were an example, from a city which brought active cases per day down to below 1,000, is now again seeing about 2,300 cases.
In this, I think what is happening today is both. It means you are getting the you can say this surge. Now this is the you can say in Delhi or in India, where you are getting the new hotspot. But here, if you see, the hotspots are now changing from the metros to the, you can say, the districts. Because also in see the Maharashtra, the hotspots which were there first in the Pune or Mumbai, now it has now started to going in the the Sangli, Kolhapur, or that is going to the Yavatmal, that is going to Nagpur. So in these you can say the districts, the hotspots are going, and so this surge which is now seen, this surge is I think it is not an you can say the reactivation or this one second surge, the first only, but it has gone in new hotspot, and because of this number is increasing.
How do we fix this, Dr. Lahane?
Now, yeah, we will have to fix this. See, we will have to fix this, and fixing is not difficult. See, as it is going in the villages, now they are having the habit to, whenever they have got the fever, then they will get some medicine and they will not go to the hospital, and because of that the deaths are increasing. We will have to educate them, and that in Maharashtra we have decided to have a campaign in each and every village, go to each and every door and educate them, also screen them. Secondly, we will also require that those people who are crowded like other places also, we will have to pick them up. And second thing is, important thing is we will have to teach them. First thing is that. Second is we will have to screen them and bring them in the hospital. I think if we bring them in early, and unless and until we are educating them, I think this disease, because we will have to live with this disease, and we will have to make them compulsory the distancing and the mask. So what happens in India or Maharashtra? We know the rights but not the duties. everybody asks for the right, but our duty is that distancing should be there. We must use the mask, and if you use the mask, then I think we can avoid the disease, but that is not happening. So we will have to make it compulsory. You must use the mask, and I think if it happens, gradually the disease will come down.
So mask is the most important and crucial thing to win this battle. Thank you so much, Dr. Lahane as well as Dr. Radhakrishnan. So we have had representatives from governments of Delhi, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra. Let's now get you. So this is one show where we are not just sitting here in New Delhi and giving you, an opinion. We're actually listening to representatives from various governments. It's not a Delhi-only story. It's a pan-India story, and it must concern us all. Trust me, this should be trending on your mind than anything else. Representative from the Karnataka government, the Deputy Chief Minister is now with us. I have with me the Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Ashwath Narayan. Mr. Ashwath Narayan, my first question to you is, I believe you met the governor today to discuss the implementation of the national education policy. But sir, I wanted to ask you, will you be thinking of opening up educational institutions in the middle of this COVID surge?
Sir, since already the academic year is getting late, in state of Karnataka, we are in the process of completing the present academic year. Already the technical university has already completed the due process in the month of August itself. The remaining general universities are completing the process of conducting the exam in the month of September, sir. And meanwhile, in the same month, we are starting the academic year for the existing batches, intermediate batches, the batches of second year and third year. We are starting the classes on the online. For the offline, we'll be starting from the October 2nd, we'll be starting the offline courses, and we'll be going ahead and will ensure that there will not be any gap year or loss of an academic year for any of the students, and we are able to successfully take it forward, and the institution have been extending very good cooperation, and it's a really challenging environment, but we are taking all the measures with regard to the online education, offline, and as well as the hands-on training. We are prioritizing all the aspects and strengthening, making use of the technology, digital, as well as the classes, physical classes also will be conducted from the month of October, from the 1st of October.
But Dr. Ashwath Narayan, what according to your government could be the reason for this sudden surge of COVID cases across the country and also in your state? I'm sure you're concerned.
Basically, it's been continuing. The numbers have been increasing consistently. The numbers in some districts, the numbers are falling. Some districts, the numbers are increasing. Overall, the numbers have been increasing. It is reaching its peak. Once it reaches its peak, it will come down, sir. Since it's a contact disease, we are trying our best. Even all the individual people also trying their best to protect themselves. Wherever there is negligence, they don't take adequate precautions, there will be a scope for the spread of the disease. Once they are infected, the government has provided all the measures to provide them the health care facility, COVID care centers, home isolation, hospitals. There is no shortage of any of the facilities. We are providing free treatment, free diagnosis, everything completely it has been provided by government of Karnataka. All the health care has been completely provided, and we are ensuring nothing goes wrong, nothing goes out of the hands, and we have been doing our best with regard to the prevention as well as taking care of the infected people. And all the places, all the institutions have been taking a lot of measures, and SOP is in place in all the workplaces. In most of the places, SOP has been completely mandated and it has been followed, sir.
Interesting, Dr. Ashwath Narayan, that you mentioned about the health apparatus in your state. I want to ask you, now that there is an increase or a surge, are your hospitals equipped to be able to deal with this surge, the sudden influx of patients? Or will we see a crisis?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Definitely, we are completely prepared, and we can handle any kind of situation, any kind of numbers can be definitely handled. At present, we have vacancies in the hospital. You believe it or not, we have a lot of vacant beds available for the COVID-19 patients, as well as the COVID care centers and home isolation. And we are able to make use of the technology with regard to the home isolation, triaging, and providing treatment to each and every house wherever they are in home isolation. We are able to provide the treatment effectively, from the government, and as well as the other centers, COVID care centers and hospitals are in adequate numbers. There's nothing to worry with regard to any availability, PPE or N95, medicines, manpower, everything has been taken care, sir.
Let me ask you, so that is Dr. Ashwath Narayan, your claim. Now it will only be interesting to see what actually happens on the ground, but Dr. Ashwath Narayan, how feasible is it to go for unlocking? See, we have announced unlock 4. I'm sure there's unlocking happening in Karnataka also. How feasible is it to go for unlocking at a time when you have this surge?
Sir, in the state of Karnataka, almost we have unlocked everything. Whatever, wherever we have been allowed to unlock, we are completely unlocked. And we are going on very strongly with regard to the lives, protecting their lives as well as their livelihood. See, both needs to go hand in hand. It's a very challenging time, and the virus is going to stay with us. It's not going to go away. Only thing is we should know how to live with this and how to protect ourselves and how to manage the situation. In this direction, we are doing our best to ensure all the concerns. The entire society went for a lockdown very seriously with all the effective cooperation from all the stakeholders. We were able to successfully implement the lockdown. Once it is unlocked, we need to live, we need to take forward. There are challenges we need to pass through. This kind of challenges society we face, but at the same time, if livelihood is not there, it becomes much more difficult to run the society. Probably we are taking all the measures, we are not compromising anywhere, and we are not letting go things out of hand.
No, then in that case, Dr. Ashwath Narayan, my last question to you, you say that unlock is the way to go forward. If need be, will Karnataka look at the model being followed by certain other states to go for some sort of a contained lockdown or a re-lockdown? See, because the opinion of many of the experts, why I ask you this question, many experts feel that a lockdown again or a re-lockdown is not going to help. You can only lock down once to reap the full benefits. So will you do it again in Karnataka if need be?
No, sir. We'll never ever will go for any lockdown.
Oh, okay.
That will be the worst thing to be done. We'll not go for any lockdown. There is no question of going for lockdown. We'll go only for unlocking, and we need to go forward. And going for a lockdown is not essential or not beneficial. It will not serve any purpose. We have crossed all those time, and all those periods have been crossed when it was required to gear up and provide the infrastructure. We required in the initial stages, and we have passed those initial stages. Now we need to only go for the unlock and live with the virus and challenges and address it very strongly, ensure the safety of the people and provide them the best possible care and make them safe and ensure they don't get infected also.
All right, Dr. Ashwath Narayan, many thanks for joining us right here on NDTV. That's a wrap in this edition of Trending Tonight, but news will continue on the other side. Good night.